new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. We'll give y'all a little bit of time to tune in. Apologies if I switching up the time schedule. Was trying to get myself where I need to get myself. It just started storming again, thunder and the lightning, so just got to work. But yeah, apologies. I was supposed to try to do this again earlier, but again, I don't play around with that man upstairs weather, even when it comes to lightning. So let me hold off until I get at least in a safer position. Cat Daddy, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate everybody that tuned in this afternoon for the live stream. Definitely was a good talk and conversation. Shouts to Hood and also shouts to Ham and Nation for popping in on the conversation. Missed it, you definitely catch the replay. George, what's going on, my guy? Um, Tonight, title is what it is, and I will be dropping the link at some point in case anybody wants to chime in on the topic. But it is what it is, though, because some of it does have to deal with what I was speaking about earlier. Didi, what's going on, baby? Part of it do got to deal with, again, what I was speaking about earlier. Um, but this is where, again, parental advisory does come into play. Now, again, you're going to have people who feel that they always got to voice an opinion or always got to say something about something that somebody is doing. um, Parents, I would strongly advise y'all to really show parental vision and giving your kids that advisory and that advice on certain things. There is a reason why they still have PG-13, rated G, or why most of these shows always say viewer discretion is advised. Because there are going to be some things that are not going to be for the kids' view in the first place. But if you're going to be a parent and you're going to be sitting down watching or watching stuff with them, you need to be very mindful, but also educational on how you are presenting these things to your kids. But you have some parents, again, who don't care. They don't care because they figure it's not harming them in any way, shape, or form. But it is doing something to your kids at the end of the day. See, I can be honest with you. As a parent, you are supposed to be mindful of what your kids are watching, what they're playing, who they getting, into situations with, so on and so forth. Again, you are supposed to be showing advisory, but you also supposed to be showing observation. Sparky, what's going on, baby? Yeah, I know, Cat Daddy. But see, it's the thing, though. My thing is, certain things are going to be accessible even if it's not on the internet. Because, again, there are things that we see day in and day out that the kids shouldn't be seeing. Some of these kids shouldn't be seeing the local hustlers or whatever shooting and playing dice. They shouldn't be seeing them doing certain things along the lines when they should actually be doing something, but they see it every other day. There's a lot of things that the kids ain't supposed to be seeing or being a part of, but apparently the quote unquote adults nowadays are allowing these kids to be a part of everything again. Even down to the fighting. It's like, why is your kids being involved in something that don't got nothing to do with them? Like I said, I was going deep. I was going to dig deep into this rabbit hole tonight. Now, for some of y'all who wasn't in here, the reason why I'm making this title the way it is because apparently I had one negative comment under one of my video game shorts that I posted recently. And again, my thing all in all is, if you feel the kid should not view that or watch that, you can simply just turn it. See, you can't tell people exactly what to put up on their channels or what to put up as content. What you can do is show some advisory, especially if your kids could come across it. Now, kids, I know you want to be on here, but if that's the case here, just be mindful of these places or be mindful of these spaces because this is what's happening right now. That's the most you can do. And that's what I'm saying. He's dad, what's going on, my guy? I hear you, Sparky. Serious, what's going on, baby? Hopefully you still enjoying your birthday evening, baby. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I laughed at it and I still laugh at it because again, you just try to tell a grown man that, oh, the kids shouldn't see this. But we see things on here that the kids are never supposed to see. We see it happening every day. Just like I said earlier, it's no way I'm looking at a short and the minute I go to the next short, there's a short of somebody breastfeeding their children. And this is something I think that came from TikTok that made it to YouTube. So again, if you're gonna have a view and opinion about one thing, it should go all around the board. That's how I look at it. And again, content that I put up is not always guts and gore or none of that. No. But in the same token, it's like you could have just bypassed it. If you didn't like it, you didn't even have to open your mouth and say nothing about it. You could have just kept it pushing. But then again, some of y'all can't even voice your opinions or say nothing when you probably actually have your kids doing the exact same thing. Like this person, I don't know if they're a parent or not. And honestly, I wouldn't care. But if they was a parent, you probably got your kids playing worse things than what I'm playing. And this is what I'm saying. Like there are things that even that's supposed to be quote unquote kid friendly on these apps that ain't always so kid friendly. So again, parents, you have to make that advisory. You have to make that observation. You have to be vocal on what's to be tolerated and what's not to be tolerated. And I've always felt like this, even when it comes down to kids that are becoming content creators or they trying to grow and build whatever brand they trying to build. Parents are still supposed to be a part of that damn aspect of growth and everything. BMF, what's going on, my guy? They are supposed to be a part of that. They are supposed to be watching and making sure that their kids is safe from all sorts of creeping weird behavior and just making sure they're not being exposed to stuff they don't really need to be exposed to. But this is the problem that we are having as of lately. Again, some of you parents are allowing your kids to say and do whatever and watch whatever. See, I remember back in the day, prime example, y'all all remember that show Tales from the Crypt? I remember, look, I was young. I couldn't even watch, look, even on the weekend, I used to be up late. Those were the only times I was up late was on the weekends. Me and my mom was watching a little bit of everything, but even when we was watching things, guess what? Love for love, what's going on, baby? Liz, what's going on, baby? But see, this the thing. Even when we was watching shows like that, we had parental advisory. Our parents was watching that with us, and then they was also breaking down to us certain things because if we thought it was actual factual, son, daughter, this is not what you think this is. This is just nothing but pure entertainment. It's fake. You know, video games are entertainment. So if you're gonna try to tell me that a kid shouldn't see something, even if it is kind of gory, if you're gonna try to tell, first of all, that's not for the kid to even play or watch in the first place. If that's the case, this is crazy. We gotta be, yeah, because that's the thing. Cat daddy, again, you have to. When you got your kids out here and they doing like stuff like that, even on a content tip, you gotta be mindful and you gotta be aware of what's going on because again, there's too much going on. There's too damn much going on. Like I said, I only laughed at the comment because again, if that was the case, if this was something, right, that man, listen, if this was the type of content that I'm bringing you, like even on a live stream matter, then I would see you saying something like, "Oh, the kids shouldn't see or hear this." But you got kids playing worse games than what I'm playing right now. They playing games that is actually trying to show them some sort of BS right now. But again, this is where parental advisory comes into play because there's certain things you know for a fact, is not factual. 1 second, y'all. All right, come out. Oh, my bad. Y'all hear rain too. It is. You hear it? It's pouring down. Pouring down raining, but it is what it is. I had to come outside for a quick smoke, but nonetheless, again, I remember watching late night shows on the weekend when I was able to stay up late, and my mom 9 out of 10 was watching the show with me. So, like I said, it's not like she was going to just let me watch something and then run off with it. And if it was a time that I did watch something that I knew I wasn't supposed to watch, or I didn't know I was supposed to watch, she would still sit me down and explain what was what. So I knew what was what from there, you know? And that's the most important thing. Again, advising your kids, advising them when something is real and when something is fake. Like video games, we know is fake. It's all animation, it's all entertainment. And plus, besides, everybody should know this anyway. With certain games, right? Even if it's violence involved, there is no respawn button if you die. Once you die, you die. At least in real life. On these games, you can spawn and respawn just about all the time. But again, it's crazy how some people will pick and choose what they speak about. BMF, you better stop talking junk and go grab them scratch off tickets, son. Still owe me $1.50 out them tickets, man. Stop playing with me, BMF. James, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. But yeah, again, there was shows that even if it wasn't deemed for us to watch, we had to be with an adult to watch it. There was still certain scenes where if it got a little bit too explicit, they would cover our eyes or they would turn that until the scene is over. And that's what needs to start happening. If you notice that there's something that your child is watching and it could have potential, prime example, it could have potential nudity, sexual scenes, so on and so forth. They ain't supposed to be watching that. They not. They're not supposed to be watching it. Even if you don't think it's going to be in that type of movie, they still not supposed to be watching it. And if they going to watch it, you need to be breaking down to them what's going on at certain points of a movie. That's how I feel. But if you're not going to do that, you can't cry and mope about what your kid sees. You really can't. And like earlier, prime example, like I said, I reposted up. Well, no, I reposted one of my shorts that I posted up 2 days ago. And I posted up a new video right behind it. Now, again, I was just, experimenting and just testing out something. And it proved me right. I recirculated one of my shorts that I did 2 days ago, and it got more views than it did 2 days ago. Like, again, I'm not worried about views or nothing, but I just wanted to do a little experiment, and that's what I did. And I wasn't expecting nobody to actually come up under a comment and say something like that. So I just looked at it and said, well, respectfully, there are other things on this internet that I've seen that are far worse that the kids should not be a part of, but they're being a part of it. A video game should be the last concern. And again, if you're going to make comments about one person in the content, you need to do that around the board to everybody. Don't just sit there and do it to one person, because one person ain't going to really listen to it anyway. I'm not listening to what you told me. I'm gonna keep posting up what I feel like posting up. As long as I'm not violating again any guidelines or stuff along for this, it shouldn't be no problem. But this is the problem now. Some of y'all would want to say something like that, but you're not even making sure your kids is into it. See, that type of person that said something is probably a person that if they do got kids, they probably not even paying attention to what their kids is doing right now. And see, that's just me making an assumption, right? That's just me making a generalization. Because I don't know that person from a hole in the wall. But it just goes to show you again, if you're going to comment and make something on one person, you should do that to everybody. Appreciate you, BMF. You already, man. You know, again, I just did that because I wanted to experiment with something. Because I was wondering why I said certain short that you put up, even when you think you attack the algorithm the right way, it don't get as much views or much traction. And then I've seen that sometimes you might have to recirculate or repost up those same videos. I was noticing that same thing on TikTok to a degree. There's an algorithm. It's just about when you catch it and what you put up. And if the people like what they see, of course they going to thumbs it up. You know, and that's what I'm saying. I reposted 2 videos from like 2 days ago just to see what it was going to do. And sure enough, both of those same videos I reposted is looking at 2K views right now. You know, but this is what I'm saying. You do certain things just to see what it really is. And that's what I did. Oh, and don't get it twisted. I still got some more short videos I never really posted up, but I'm about to start posting them up. Let me get my ass in there. You know, but it's the truth. You know, I just wanted to experiment and see what was what with it. And once I seen what it really was, I said, okay. So now I know it's not just attacking the algorithm. It is about what you put up content wise. But you'd be surprised again. There are a lot of people who like gaming content. So of course they gonna chime in on it. They gonna look at it and say, okay, I like this. I can tell that some of the subs, prime example I just got recently, probably came here because of the content. So again, you know, it is about what you are presenting on it. But in the same token, not everything needs to be watched. If you feel it's something that your kids shouldn't be watching or shouldn't be deemed to watch, then they don't necessarily have to watch it, and you need to make sure they don't watch it. That's why they still give viewer discretion on certain things, because again, there are some things that a young viewer shouldn't be seeing. But if you're gonna sit there and allow them to watch it, then you need to be guiding them and educating them on what's what. It's just that simple. You know, you can't sit here and you already know East Dad appreciate you, bro. But you know, you can't sit here and try to get in the uproar and only make an opinion or a comment on one person's content when there's other people doing content that's probably worse than me. So again, I can't really sit there and do nothing but laugh. And that's all I did today was laugh. Because again, nobody else had anything to say in those comments. And I've been posting videos, or at least short videos like that for like what, the last almost 2 weeks. So again, you know, if you're not going to be visual on what your kids are watching and what they listening to, then you really can't make a vocal opinion or a stern opinion on anything. You know, and that's the prime problem we got right now. You know, again, some people feel like, oh, they got to be so opinionated and they have to say something. But if you're going to say something, you might as well stand on it all around the board. It's just like if you're going to get into politics and speak about politics on a high level, you got to expect a lot of criticism, so on and so forth. That's just what comes with the territory. Just like being a content creator, you got to expect everything that's to be expected. And always expect the unexpected. But again, it is about what you put out there and how much of it you're putting out there. Like, I'm quite sure most of the people that I know, listen, I'll be putting up a little bit of everything when I do a short video. I don't just be putting up video games that show guts and gore. I put up a little bit of everything. But again, nobody else has had a problem about anything that was posted up. And it's obvious because if that was the case, the likes on them videos wouldn't be shown the way he showed. I probably would have had negative comments all throughout the damn thing. But I didn't. See, again, it's entertainment. There are some things that you can watch and you can be a part of, and they don't necessarily go left. And there are some things that you just know you ain't supposed to be watching, or the kids ain't supposed to be watching. So that's when you're supposed to technically step in. You can't step in on a note just talking about one video in particular. No, you got to go down the line. And not just what's going on here. Let's talk about stuff in general. You not being observant of what your kids are getting into, who they dealing with, what kind of things they could be getting into. You setting yourself up and your kids up for failure. If you're not making sure that your kids is not in these local spots where you know is always going to be some sort of foolishness going on or whatever the case is, then you can't get mad when your kid gets caught up in the foolishness. If you're not even advising your kids to go to school or advising them to get their education and become something, you can't mope and complain about certain things. I still feel that way. You have to be all around hands on with your kids when it comes to any type of things that they're doing in life. And I appreciate you, Sirius, for dropping those links, baby. Oh, look at my little supermod. Look at my little supermod. Oh, but I appreciate you, baby. But it's crazy because again, you got to be mindful of what your kids is really watching and getting into. There's stuff on here, prime example, that makes these viral clips that are damn near pornographic. Lisa, what's going on, baby? Like I said, there's some videos that should never be seen because again, it is giving the wrong type of impression to the kids, to the people who could be watching it, even the teens. Again, you shouldn't have to. No kid should see a viral video of somebody getting jumped, stabbed up, possibly killed, or shot at. There are a lot of things that, look, you're not going to be able to always shield your kids from. But what you can do is try to educate them and point them in the right direction. So this way there is no issues when it's all said and done. There's certain things, even on TV, even if it's something that should be deemed watchable for the youth, sometimes there might be some situations in there that's not really, again, kid friendly. In that instance, you are supposed to say, well, look here, let me break this down for you before you start getting confused. But again, if you're not going to do that, then you really not being a vocal or visual part of what your kids are doing. And again, it goes on all angles. If you want to have an opinion about certain things that they seeing, you also got to have that same view and opinion for in your community. Your kids shouldn't be seeing, like I said earlier, grown men on the corner playing dice. But we see this almost every day. We shouldn't be seeing, acts of violence in the streets, especially amongst the youth. But we seeing it every day, right? Again, you have to really be on the ball when it comes to dealing with this. You know, And parental advisory is what it is. You have to be advising your kids on how to assess these situations and basically letting them know, like, the difference between reality and fantasy. And that's the thing that it's starting to become a real. It's becoming a hot mess. You know, some of y'all, and I can understand, some of you parents are speaking and acting on certain things because you stand strong on what you believe in, and I can understand that, and that's all good because that's what is technically supposed to be done. You are supposed to be standing up for what you feel is right. But in that same token, too, you got to make sure that there's no confusion left behind because your kid in that instance, they will be confused on certain things. So I'm saying you gotta watch what they're watching. You gotta make sure they are not watching the wrong type of things that could give them the wrong ideas. But I don't think all of them are going to be that impressionable anyway. Some of them are going to know off the rip that, yeah, I know this is fake, phony baloney. I can't do this. Like most people would know, you can't fly. If you think you can fly, you either A, on drugs, or B, you really thought that you could fly. And nobody explained to you anything. But again, you shouldn't be that off balanced. You should know what's reality and what's fantasy. You can't just walk into a bank and take money out as far as take it out illegally and walk away like nothing happened. You can't do a heist, basically, and think that you're going to get away scot free. And that's what needs to be broken down, huh? No, I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you, BMF, because again, there's even on here, there's some things that the kids shouldn't be rapping or seeing, but they seeing. Prime example, they shouldn't be seeing grown-ups on here fighting like kids all day, every day. But they see it. They shouldn't be seeing drug use and everything else, but they're seeing it. Again, they shouldn't see other teens or even younger kids in that holding and brandishing guns, but they see it. But again, as a parent, you are supposed to still give that word of advice and word of wisdom to your child. So this way your child knows how to handle themselves and know what to prepare for when they even get older. Now I don't blame you, BMF, because again, there is some things again, like even at that, an 11-year old shouldn't be in a chat where you know for a fact there's nothing but adults at. And this is what you're getting. And then prime example. I know one or two of the comments I got under one or two of my recent videos, they came from kids themselves. But even then, when I went to go see who was who, I'm like, these are little kids. Now, don't get it twisted. You're going to have some kids that might like certain things and they might come across and, like, you know what, I like this. But again, there are things that are just not for kids. Some of these talks I have are not for kids. They mostly for the adults that need to hear this. And for the conversation that I do have, you see where I always go with it. I don't try to put too much cursing in there nor none of that. But again, there's just boundaries that should never be broken. Kids are supposed to be amongst their own. They are supposed to be within their group. They're not supposed to be around a bunch of adults. That's like an 11-year-old right now hanging with a bunch of grown men and they sitting on the corner doing what they do. Why is your kid being a part of that? Your kid should be focusing on education and again just trying to better themselves. And there are some things that they try to make it seem like it's impossible to do, but nothing is ever impossible. Let me say this. There's nothing that's ever impossible. You can literally sit here and break down enough history or enough whatever for these kids. And again, it is about showing a strong backbone and making sure that your kids are properly trained and wired for what's going on. And then let's be real. You got other people who, even if they're young, they doing content that's involving gaming. There's some kids on here that do nothing but gaming content. They play a little bit of everything. That doesn't necessarily mean they gonna go off and believe in whatever game they was playing. But this is what I'm saying all in all though. You gotta be strong on all aspects and you really gotta look at things for what it is. Again, there's certain things that should never be presented to kids. There's certain situations, even personal situations that again should never be presented to kids. But apparently this is what we're seeing and we're going through day in and day out now. I was going to speak on something else too, and I am. I'm going to delve into that in a little bit too. It might not have to deal with the title to a degree, but I felt I still wanted to bring this up. Um, yeah, I'm going to say this to some of y'all women out there, to some of you single mothers out there. Because I've been seeing stuff like this float around, not just the internet, but I've just been seeing stuff like this happen on a daily. Because again, I observe what's going on. You know, hey yo, I got an issue. You know what my issue is? I feel down because you come in here all the time with different names and don't come up here. That's why I feel sad. I don't care about what nobody said about my I don't care. Did I not say that earlier? But that is a part of the lesson. So since you feel so adamant on coming in here and wanting to be a pest, I'm gonna give you this opportunity. I ain't even block you out the chat yet. I want you to come up here and talk your talk. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time today. I want you to come up here and talk your talk. But you won't even come up here. So then again, yeah, your valued opinion really don't mean nothing. And again, I could put up what the hell I want to put up. I haven't put up nothing that they would say, oh, it's guideline violation or anything. See, what should be a violation is trolls like this that don't have nothing to add to anything, right? Because again, we see this is a clear example of a coward. See, I would want some of y'all to advise your kids or even advise your teens not to be like cowards like this. Because apparently this coward always has something to say but will not present themselves up here. So, again, you not getting no energy. I'm going to need you to just go sit in the corner somewhere, stick a needle in your arm for life. Just do that. Make sure you put some bleach in it too. So, you mess up your arteries a little bit. And again, you still coming up under the same names you've been coming up under. So how original could you be? Oh, now I can kick you out the chat because I gave you time to pop up and you did. So obviously you don't have much to say, and you're gonna keep hiding behind accounts. I don't gotta hide behind nothing. I'm still here whenever you feel you want to talk. Yet I digress. Let me get back to what I was saying. Love, baby, what's going on, baby? Now again, I'm gonna say this to some of you single parents. Some of y'all be crying and moping about not having good people, or you say that there's no good men out there that actually would be a part or try to quote unquote look out for you and yours. Like, like they supposed to, right? Yeah, this is where I'm gonna go with this, and I feel like this. Ladies, you can't cry about you want a good man or you want somebody that's gonna love you and yours, but then you won't let them lead. You won't let them be men. You won't let them do what they're supposed to do. If you expect to keep a man prime example and you don't even got your kids in order, or you won't allow them to physically and mentally be a part of the growth, you gonna get not gonna get as much as you thought you was gonna get. Prime example, if I know you got kids, even if they small, if I see they're doing something that they not supposed to be doing, if I'm with you and I'm supposed to be the quote unquote step parent, I am technically supposed to treat them like my own. So I would have to punish them. I would have to talk to them and have a serious talk with them. But if you're gonna tell me to not do nothing, or if you're just gonna sit back and allow the things to continue, you can't expect no man to stay with you. A lot of people lost people because of that. You're allowing your kids to override the whole relationship. Again, there is supposed to be a respect level when your parent is getting with somebody. If that's the person they choosing to be with, the only thing you can do is be happy. I've always felt that way. If your parent is overall happy, let them be happy. There's some men who have lost good women or could have been potential wives because they didn't get their kids in order. And the same thing with the women. Y'all allowing y'all kids to disrespect somebody that you want called stepdad. That's not right. If somebody is willing to be with you and willing to really help you out through all of everything, then you need to let them be a strong leader. If you're not going to do that, then you can't cry and mope about not having a man. Or you can't cry and say that every man is on the same aspect because they not. This is a prime example of why there's so much going on now. And then you got some people that once they made clear that this is what it was and this is what they wanted, oh, believe me, they wasn't allowing not even God himself to disrespect anything that they built. Oh, love baby, hold on, baby. I gotta re-download my music, but I still give you a little something. I give you a little something. Hold on, give me 1 second. Really not trying to play. Appreciate you, love baby, for that super sticker. Oh yeah, I ain't forget about you. Hold on, I gotta give you a new one. Since you came back in here, welcome to this baby. Appreciate you, love, baby. Nah, my bad. I gotta get my music back on here again. I don't know why I keep disappearing. I think I did something wrong, but but again, some of y'all have to understand this. What are you really getting out of crying about certain things if you're being a part of your own detriment? I watched a whole guy, prime example in my hood, look like he was about to. He looked like he was on the verge of making something happen. Dealing with somebody that got kids, he got kids, but his kids is grown. My thing is, the lady kids were still somewhat young, but again, this man is about to be a fixture in your mom's life. Has somewhat been a fixture in her life because again, they've been dealing with each other somewhat for the longest. But my whole thing is again, I think that would have been a match made in heaven had her kids not been doing what they was doing. And again, if you're gonna violate and disrespect somebody that could possibly help you in the long run, that's a problem. And again, why set yourself up for failure all around the board? When you do have somebody that's willing to be a part and a fixture in your life, even if you got kids, you should let them lead as they supposed to. You want him to be the man of the house or you want him to be the man in the situation, but then you're not letting them lead. You're not letting them do what's necessary, even to a point of discipline. Again, this is why a lot of people have the issues they have now. Realize what's going on. Some of y'all women are gonna have to come into terms with that. First things first, you can't just put any person in your life because you don't know what exactly they capable of or what their background could be or if they hiding something. So in that instance, yeah, you gotta be mindful of who you choose. But then in the same token too, if you want that man to be a part of your life, you want that man to be the king of the household, right? Let that man lead. That would be like him moving you into the house with the kids. But then your kids is being disrespectful. At some point, he gonna end up kicking you and those kids out. Why? Because again, I'm not gonna allow you to come into my place. Not gonna allow you to enter my sanctum and then you're disrespecting me all around the board. And if I was kind enough to let you move in here, like I was kind enough to put all of y'all in here, it should be a respect level. I watched the video. And like I said, I watched the video where a guy was basically throwing everything of the girls out into the front. But I couldn't blame him because everything he was saying sounded not just convincing, but it seems like it because she was even still trying to uphold whatever wrong took place. This is the problem now. Y'all keep trying to uphold the wrongness. Your kids is being vile and disrespectful, even on words when it comes to people, and you're not checking that. And you got a man in your life and he's trying to check it, but you're not trying to let him check it. That's a bad look on it. It's a bad look on you, period. It's time for that aspect to change for real. You cannot expect, you know, can't expect happiness around the corner if you not doing what's necessary to maintain that happiness. I think that's a problem we have right now. As human beings, that's the problem. Some of us don't know when to allow happiness to come in and just take form the way it's supposed to naturally. You can't expect no man to want to love you and help uplift you and even be a part of your family structure, but you're not letting them do what they're supposed to be doing. Because essentially, the only thing you're doing is showing your kids that this is how it's supposed to be. You basically showing them that they don't need to show no respect on no level. So that's basically saying that every person that comes into your life, your kids is going to have a problem with. And this is my thing. A kid doesn't dictate your relationship. You're supposed to dictate a relationship. They can have views and opinions on it. But again, if you're happy, that's supposed to be the most important thing. And this is what some kids need to realize too. When your parents are happy, you need to allow them to be happy. As much as you might be unhappy or you might not like whatever situation, again, that's not your situation to deal with. That is your mom's or your father's situations to deal with. And this is why I said there's just some things that, again, the kids shouldn't be seeing or being around, but they are around it every day. And that's one of them. Being around a relationship that doesn't have nothing to do with them. Now, I'm sorry, a kid should stay in their place. And if a parent is happy with whoever they're choosing, that should be it. There should be no issues about anything. Really shouldn't be no issues about anything. Because again, you're not in control of that relationship. The parents are. What's going on?
Doing rounds?
Hell no. You doing rounds? Shoot. Come over here with that madness. No, no. No, I was just watching Cam to whoever got opinion. It didn't matter. Yeah, love baby. We sorry to hear that too. There's a lot of people that have been going through some stuff. Like prime example. I'm gonna give a prime example of things that the kids shouldn't be witnessing or seeing, but they see it every day. Um, you got some people who have just experienced their first forms of racism. Again, a tactic that shouldn't be implemented or shouldn't be advertised to the world, but it's advertised, right? So we still got that to figure out. So again, if you want to pick and choose on what you speak on or what you want to bring to the table, then hey, you do what you got to do. You know, and that's crazy though when kids or even teens got to go through that. But there are some people who are exercising that right of racism. Don't know why, but that's what they're doing. But again, that's something that we shouldn't be seeing on a daily, but we're seeing it on a daily. It really is something to think about, though. And again, some of you women have to stop allowing yourselves to be your own downfalls. You can't mope about, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be married, I want this, I want this. And when you got you got an opportunity that could be presenting itself, you mess it up. See, like I was saying earlier, this man probably was going to marry this woman and all of that. Like, look, my kids is grown, your kids is still somewhat young, but they old enough to know respect. They old enough to know this is that and third. And they should be old enough and wise enough to know that I got your back. And honestly, that's what he did. He never did nothing wrong to her as far as like he never cheated on her, he never slapped her or got violent with her. He never did none of that stuff. You know, just a good man that's like, you know what? I want to find happiness myself. My kids is grown. I'm not going to be alone forever. You know, And in that same token again, she messed her own self up. Why? Because again, your kids coming out of pocket, being disrespectful, and this is a person that's taking care of you when your own parent ain't taking care of you. This is the problem too. You got men who be taking care of even kids that's not theirs, prime example, and will still do so because again, if they are trying to build with this person, they're going to try to do everything on their aspect to make sure that they're happy, right? But you'll mess yourself up again with the madness, letting your kids just say and do whatever to them. No, they have to show a form of respect because at the end of the day, it's you that's dealing with them. It's you that's trying to build with them, not them kids. Yeah, they could build a bond with them. That's about it. Everything else, that's up to you. If you mess yourself up, you can't blame nobody. I knew one lady that tried to blame her kids just for everything that was going wrong, but she wasn't taking accountability for her own actions. You was messing up because again, you was allowing your kids to say and do whatever and walk over this man. And this man wasn't doing nothing but trying to be the best possible fit for you. See again, a lot of times that man will put somebody right there in your grasp and you'll lose it just because you're not paying attention to what's going on. Tanya, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But again, don't let yourself be that burden because you can't get it together. And again, no real man, and I ain't talking about no alpha male, omega, none of that. Just no real male I know in general is going to allow no disrespect to happen. In some instances, some of y'all are going to have to let these men lead because again, there's going to be situations where your kid could present a possible danger. Could. Not saying that they will, but they could possibly present one. And if you the one that's doing what you got to do, then yeah, you have to stand on it. That's like allowing, that's like a man allowing his woman to get cursed out or disrespected by his kids. Ain't no real man going to hear that. Any real man I know is definitely going to walk up on there and say, nah, this is not going to happen. Shoot, I remember one of the dudes I went to school with. I remember him telling me that story. He said it himself. He said we didn't like our step pops because we just felt like he just not so much as he said we didn't like him because and I was like, so why you didn't like him? The things that they were saying, I was just like things he was saying, I was just laughing. I'm like, bro, like at the end of the day, yeah, I couldn't get mad about that. That's your mom's decision. Y'all not laying up with that man. So why y'all worried about certain things? As long as she's not being harmed and as long as she's happy, why did y'all care? But that man let it be known, like, I'm not allowing nobody, not even my own biological kids, to be disrespectful towards me, nor the person I'm putting in my life. And if I got to set you straight, I will set you straight. That's exactly what that man did. But I can't get mad at him because, yeah, my boy and his sister wasn't his, but he basically raised them just like he raised his own kids with the same lady. Because, yeah, that lady got to him and she had mad kids with him. They still together right now. So, yeah, those two oldest ain't his. But technically they is because he done sat there and raised them. He done put them through school and all of that. But at one point he had to check something. World famous, what's going on? I hear you, bro. I hear you. But even in that instance right there, he made it be known. And it wasn't just, oh, I got to put a whole alpha male step on there. No. He just literally said what it was. Like, nah, I'm not going to allow you to disrespect your moms, and I'm not going to allow you to disrespect me. They tried it, but it didn't work. And see, unlike some women, she actually allowed him to be a man and actually lead. Get the drift? Y'all be wanting men, but don't want them to lead and don't want them to do the right things that they need to do. But then cry when you get up with these quote unquote dudes that ain't about nothing. But if you don't want that, you need to start presenting something better. And any man that's willing to, again, to try to be a part of fixture in your life one way or another, you need to show them that utmost respect too. Because they don't necessarily have to be bothered. And most men that I know in particular, that's just for me, what I've seen, they're not dealing with nobody with kids like that. If you got kids, hey, we could be this and that's it. And even if we try to go further than that, you already know. If I can't, or if I'm not allowed to say and view and voice my opinion the way I need to, I don't want to be a part of this. Because I refuse to let any kid or let anything disrespect what we got going. Now I know that part serious. You got, but then look, this is where we would consider those to be the beta males in that situation, because no real man again is gonna. A real man is gonna have a balance when it comes to his lady, kids, all of that. Most of them are gonna have a balance. Then you're gonna have those that are not thinking like men; they thinking like straight little kids. So you can't expect them to be but so happy in life. But again, when you are allowing your kids to be disrespectful, arrogant, you know, but I've seen some stepfathers who try to do the best for them kids, even when the kids ain't theirs. First of all, I can say my aunt, prime example. Before her, my uncle really got tight, and before they really even got together. That man actually brought me some food one day and didn't have to. He only brought food because I got arrested for something I didn't even do. But because they wasn't trying to let me out the precinct, he brought up something. He didn't have to. And I wasn't expecting nobody to do anything. I was just trying to get my damn phone call and get up out of Dodge. Especially, like I said, I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he wasn't trying to hear that. That man didn't have to bring me no food for the night. I could have been sitting in that damn precinct half the night starving before I even went to the bookings. And then look, I wasn't even in the bookings for long. I wasn't even in the situation for long, as I was literally out by the next day. Again, wrong place, wrong time. That person didn't have to look out, but he did. Like, you ain't my nephew, but if I'm with your aunt, shoot, you might as well be my nephew. Letitia, what's going on, baby? Again, but we have to come to a common ground. Again, some of you men and women, you have to be mindful of who you letting into your life. And if you're going to allow them to be in your life, then guess what? You got to make sure that they are able to stand with you as far as a united front. If you're not going to allow it to happen, then you can't get mad. Shoot, my fault. I had to sign this. I forgot to sign this. My bad, y'all. I'm multitasking as always. I forgot to sign my little report. Yeah. And again, for those who are getting into those type of situations as far as the good ones, Don't let yourself get messed up because again, you're allowing your kids to do the utmost. But this is one thing that should be remembered. It does go both ways. Because again, you need balance. And if you're trying to balance out your household, you need to balance it out the right way. You wanna if you know you had a situation where your baby father or whoever wasn't doing right, or it could be a situation where your significant other probably passed away untimely, so on and so forth, and you trying to get a quote unquote man in your life. Don't mess it up by insecurities and don't mess it up by allowing your kids to just run all over the situation. That's not going to look good on either end. We see this happening day in and day out. Some of y'all messing yourselves up because again, y'all only thinking about the financial aspect of things. That's another reason why some of these situations are going left. Again, you're only thinking about those situations. And I'm gonna say this before I even get a little further. Healing prayers to those who definitely need it on all angles. Um, whether you're going through something health wise or if you're going through something spiritually because you might have had death in the family or loss around you, healing prayers all around the board. But again, we gotta look into that whole situation. Uncle L, what's going on, my guy? Maj, you already know what to do just to be on the safe side, because I'm really just not gonna be giving cowards no real breath of energy. Um, but again, stop sabotaging your own relationships. Stop sabotaging your potential happiness because you refuse to put your foot down on certain things. You're gonna have to, and you have to take accountability and responsibility in certain situations. There's just no going around it. Oh, no doubt, bro. No doubt. You good. You good. Shout out Sparky, baby. But welcome to the live. Welcome to the eulogy family. We just discussing a few things that need to be discussed. But again, we all have this common problem of again just not respecting. But you got to start respecting yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm calling it on both ends. Because there's some dudes that messed themselves up out of a good situation with a potential woman that could have been a quote unquote stepmom or whatever to their kids. But again, if you're allowing your kids to be a visual and vocal part of all of your relationship, that's going to be a problem. Because again, there's some things where you're going to have an adult discussion. The kid shouldn't be involved in it. They really shouldn't. Again, I've always believed a child should stay in a child's place. There's just some things that, again, shouldn't be putting up there. Come on, love, baby. You know I ain't got my music up today. Hold on. See, now I got to give you one of these, man. See, I'm glad you was not here for it, but you will be here for it today. My bad, my bad. Let me give you another one. Appreciate you, love baby, for the super sticker. And this is what I'm saying. You have to, you gotta evaluate stuff. You have to evaluate everything. Um, like even down to your closest ties and stuff. You gotta be advised on that. See, I can tell you this right now again. Parental advisory and viewer discretion for kids should not just be what you're watching, but what you're coming across in society. Viewer discretion is what it is. Your kids shouldn't be watching things that are of adult nature. Oh no, I got you. Don't worry, baby. Nah, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna download them all. I did something, but for some reason the music keep disappearing. But I'll put it back tomorrow. You know that. But come get you some real music. Come get you some two Nims. We'll get you to rock out real quick. We're gonna get you to rock out real quick. But again, that is something that you're supposed to be mindful of. Okay, my sucker acting a fool again. My bad. Phone acting a little buggy, but not too buggy. James said they had one job to do and couldn't do it. Oh man. Nah, don't worry. I'm gonna put back up what I gotta put up tomorrow. I got you though, baby. No, but again, and I'm glad you do feel better. Again, this is what I'm here for. I can have good talks with the people. But again, this is what I'm saying. Like, think about what you doing and what you trying to present. Oh no, I know, love baby. Trust me, I know. I got my umbrella ready though. Oh, they got blown out that they're not even a point. Damn. But again, some of you fellas gotta understand too. Some of you single fathers out there, and I'm saying some because I'm not saying all of them are doing the same thing. But there are some fathers that just ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. They not chastising. They not educating their kid. They not showing them something better. And my thing all in all is, again, if you want happiness in your life, you have to be able to accept whatever happiness is coming your way. It might not be exactly what you want, but if it's somebody that's going to be real with you and they're going to be standing with you and they're going to have your back until God knows when, you should accept that. Oh no, look, baby, look, you hear it. Look, you hear it. You hear it. I gotta come back outside for a minute, but you hear it. You're gonna hear a whole bunch of drip, drip, drips. It look like I ain't gonna be doing that many rounds tonight neither. Shoot. But again, fellas, you single parents, especially if you got daughters, you gotta make sure that your daughters is in check. Same thing with your son. Make sure your son is in check. Your son or your daughter should not be cursing at somebody or disrespecting somebody that's about to be a part of your future. Yeah, that's all you could do. You ain't got to be outside. For those in the city, you ain't got to be outside. You got to keep yourself home. You hear all this rain right now. But, get out that grass, though. Start, and I mean this, start disciplining your kids when they start messing things up. You have to. Because, again, no real man I know is going to allow his biological or his stepkids to violate anything that they deem is, a good fit for them. And if they're going to stand on it, they're going to stand on it. Miss J, what's going on, baby? Jesus Christ. You hear that rain? Jesus Christ. But again, you're going to have to do so. It is critical. And I would say that too. I would have to say that on all angles. You have to be critical, and you also have to be willing to do the necessary things necessary. Yeah, my dad had to come outside for a second, but can't smoke in the office. So, but again, ladies, you know, you added somebody into your life, and it could be a permanent fixture. You have to let your kids know what it is, and they have to accept whatever you're accepting. They have to accept that you're happy. If they can't accept that, then that's a problem. Then that means that's going to be a constant problem every time you decide to try to build with somebody. Oh, world famous, trust me. That was something that was told to me years ago, and I never looked at it. I never looked at it because if I did, I would have to go by what's right. And sometimes it's hard to go by what's right when you got ignorance in sight. So, but nonetheless, it's facts that's always going to be spoken. It's not just views and opinions. There are facts to this, and that's a whole fact. If you're dealing with somebody and they could be your potential husband or wife, even if your kids don't like them, hey, it's not up to your kids to make that decision about your happiness. It's up to you. And I've always felt like this to a degree. If a God fearing man is in your life, let that man be who he gonna be. Because 9 out of 10, he gonna stand on what he gonna stand on. And if that even means he's gonna check any type of disrespect or any type of situation that could make it a worse situation for you, then he's gonna step in like he's supposed to. And why not let him lead? If your kid is doing something that you know for a fact you can't get in control of, but they could, let them do so. Again, you'll set yourself up for failure by allowing your kids to make all of the adjustments and all of the decisions that honestly you should be making as the adult. The kid should never make an adult decision for you. You're supposed to make your own damn decision. And I believe in that part. So again, if you're not happy, then you should find happiness. But if you think you found happiness, don't allow your kids or anybody else to stop whatever process might be happening. So again, a prime example of what I was saying earlier is things that the kids should never be involved in or see, but they are being involved in it and seeing it every day. Oh, it just started lightning. Uh-oh. I heard that hot shit. I heard that hot shit. My bad, y'all. Just started. Oh, I'm not. Thunder and lightning. I ain't gonna be doing much tonight. But again, you know, some of you women have messed yourselves up out of potential happiness and let that happiness go elsewhere because again, you can't get in control and get in check of what's going on. And I think that's a problem that, it has to at some point it has to cease to exist. Oh, I'm safe. Don't worry about it. I'm indoors. I just had me a little smoke break. That's it. Oh, you lucky, love baby. Oh, you lucky, love baby, because shoot, it's thundering and lightning out here. But it was like that it been like this off and on all day. Like I said, this is one reason why I didn't start my live this morning like I wanted to. Because even when I was indoors, I'm not playing around. Lightning damn near came near my building. Yeah, let me just chill out until the storm stops. And then it stopped. Thought it was gonna be done for the day. And then when I look again, it started raining before I started coming to work. I'm glad I had my umbrella. So I'd have been one mad summer mama in here. But again, don't set yourself up for the only heartache and failure because you wasn't trying to do what was necessary for your own benefit. Again, your kids can't determine your relationship. Mhm. Yeah, I know, love, baby. That's what I'm saying. Like, wasn't expecting this today, but then still we got it. But this should be a smooth night anyway. So I feel I definitely need to have this conversation tonight. Because again, I'm gonna always bring that up. Oh, and for the person that's always coming in here saying something stupid, if you have something of value to say when this link is pinned up, you're more than welcome, right? I'm gonna need you to stop being a coward for the rest of 2023. If you're not gonna stop being a coward, then I don't think you get any energy, which you don't. You get 5 seconds worth of content, but that's it. No, again, you gotta make sure that your happiness is what it is. Your happiness. Ladies, what's going on, baby? But this is what I'm saying. And I'm saying this on both angles again. Some of you single fathers and some of you single mothers out there. If you have somebody that could be potentially somebody for you, that could bring you that love, joy, and happiness, let them do what they're supposed to be doing. Again, ladies, you want a man, a strong man, and all this other stuff. Let that man be a man. Let him lead the way he's supposed to lead. Whether it's his kids or not, let him lead. Let him do what's necessary. Because if you're not going to do it, you're not going to ever see happiness. And who can you blame for that? You can't just blame your kids. No, you will have to take accountability for yourself. Because you, as a parent, are supposed to check your kids on certain things. Your kids are not supposed to be involved in things that of an adult nature anyway. That old saying, kids should be kids, let them stay in their place. That's exactly what it means. Your kids shouldn't be involved in your talks with what's going on with you and who this one is, and so on and so forth. And shout outs to everybody who might not be in here tonight that's usually in here. I know most of y'all again are dealing with your families, dealing with other things on top of that, but the love is always going to be here. You know, Shay, baby, we miss you, baby. You're going to come across genuine people who are just going to be true to their words. See, I'm one of those people that, regardless to how people may feel about me, I love every aspect of my life and I continue to live my life because I'm not bothering nobody. And you got those who they not happy with their life, but they want to make it seem like they're happy. And then they'll do stuff like how we see even on here. See, prime example, I can say for a fact, there are things on here that the kids should never see. People putting out addresses and doxing people's houses and stuff like that. That's something that shouldn't be seen, but we're seeing it on it. Jess, what's going on, baby? There are a lot of different things that the kids are not supposed to see or view, but they're seeing it and viewing it every day that we speak of. So we can't just be selective on what the hell we feel we should be voicing our opinions on. That's how I feel about it. If you're gonna make a general opinion about something, let it be all around the board. And again, to the coward that came in here earlier, because you're the biggest coward out of everybody that I've seen so far on this internet. If you feel you got that much to say, and you feel that strong about me, again, that link is pinned. I got some time too tonight, so look like I ain't gonna be doing much tonight in this rain. So I got time. If you feel you got that much you want to address. Other than that, you don't really get no energy because again, I don't address cowards. I gotta address somebody that's actually gonna stand up on their 2 feet and actually have something they feel they want to say. But if you don't got nothing you have to say, completely shut up forever. Before I have somebody find you and shut you up forever. And that's not a threat. That's a bona fide promise right there. So you could take that to the bank however you want to take it. But I do know this much. You won't be a distracting force of energy. Or I don't got to necessarily have anybody do anything. You might just not wake up tomorrow at all. And it could just be by that Lord's intervention. So Keep playing your own self. Like I said, anytime you feel you have something to say, that link will be pinned up. Other than that, I'm still gonna bring what's necessary. A good talk and a conversation all around the board. I don't care if I'm on here for an hour and a half, 20 minutes, 3 hours, 80 hours. Don't matter. Because see, this is the problem now. We think that people are supposed to dictate anything. You can't dictate anything that's going on with anybody. You might not like what I'm talking about here, but you don't dictate to me what I content wise. So why should you care about what I bring content wise? If you feel a type of way about something, you have a platform, right? This is what it is. When you get on these quote unquote sites, you are creating an account. So if you feel you have so much to say it on your own platform. If you're not gonna say it on no, if you're not gonna say it on your platform or anywhere else that you should say it, kindly shut up. So I'm gonna have to ask you to do from now on. Just kindly shut up and enjoy the show. Because you actually do enjoy the show. You just refuse to stop being a coward and be real about it. This is what I'm saying. I don't address cowards. I address people that actually have something to say. Don't have nothing to say. Again, just go find a coffin and go lay in it. That's it. And see, I proved in more than one way that no matter how I bring content, I'm going to bring it. I brought content the other day without a near lick or curse in it. And y'all watched it and seen it for yourselves. Not one curse slipped up out of there. Maybe one. That's it. Everything else was like how it was, professional. See, I can have a professional talk same way anybody else could. I don't gotta put 1,000 curses in there. I don't have to get crazy, crazy. But this is my problem now with a lot of people. You have disdain or have some sort of resentment for people, but you refuse to man up and really address the situation. So how can I get mad or even try to give energy to somebody that refuses to man up? I'm going to just look at you like a coward. So I got you scared some way, somehow. And I like that. You know what? I'm going to clap my hands on it. I like that. I see I got you shook. Because you could come up under a whole bunch of accounts, but won't bring it up here. So, again, I proved this point even to the people again that spiritual maturity versus immaturity, you're going to see it. I can still be myself, enjoy myself, and do what I feel is necessary as long as I'm not violating any community guidelines. Exactly, I talk. But see, this is the thing. What I was speaking about tonight is not even on that level. I was speaking on a level as far as some people have messed up their own potential happiness in relationships or possible marriages because, again, they refuse to take accountability and responsibility for certain things. If your kids are the reason why you are having failed relationships, you need to start checking your kids. Like, look, I know y'all upset. I know this ain't the person, this ain't your father, but at the end of the day, I need to move on with my life. And I'm going to do so. And the person that I come across, if they love and respect me like they going to love and respect themselves, they going to love and respect you. So respect that. No doubt, world famous. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I'll be on for a little bit. Um, like I said, I ain't gonna be doing much now. It's lightning. Ain't gonna be doing much tonight. And if I do, it'll be a late one before I do anything. So, and shout outs to the word and a few other ones that are not here tonight. I know most of them been going through a little bit of everything lately, just health wise. But again, everybody, most thing I can tell y'all is just try to keep yourselves preserved on all angles. Not just your spiritual, but your health, your health level too. But this is the problem. Again, Um, it's time for y'all to stop self-sabotaging your potential growth and happiness. You'll cry and mope that there's no good men or there's no good women out there. And I'm speaking on both angles again. No doubt, I talk. Appreciate you, baby. You already know you can catch the replay. You know it again. Stop allowing your kids to make all the final decisions when it comes to your happiness. Because you're gonna come across somebody that actually loves, cares for you, and wants to be a fixture in your life forever. And if they're gonna do so, they need to be able to know that they are able to say and do things that they need to say and do. Prime example, you want a man to come up and be the man of the house, you want him to be your king and everything else. Then let that man be a king and let him do what's necessary. If he has the discipline, then he's gonna have the discipline. If he's gotta check your kids just verbally because of whatever, then he has to do so. Because the main focus, it's not supposed to be, oh, your kids run everything. Your kids dictate everything. And your kids should have respect, period, because at the end of the day, they are still adults. That would be like you allowing your 6 year old to say all sorts of wild stuff to a whole grown man or a whole grown woman. That's well older. You would have to be silly to do that. And you got some people again that messed up their own lives because they couldn't get it together and wouldn't take accountability. No, you can't just blame one situation. You have to blame multiple situations again. That's one of them when you're not parental advising your kids. And again, viewer discretion. And that's just the stuff in life. Your kids are going to come across some things in your community that you feel they should come across. But again, if you're not being a visual parent and a hands-on parent, you're setting kids up for failure. And when you got people that don't want to see the kids fail, even if they ain't their kids, you should respect that. And that's a whole fact, just and that's see, this is what I'm saying. I knew somebody who they was in a situation like that. Again, you know, they well, baby father passed away untimely from a health issue. And this is something I might talk about during this week. Um, we got certain heart issues that will definitely take you out quick and you don't expect it. So, with that situation, baby father passed away. Child was still a child. The first relationship she got into well after, it didn't work out. And it wasn't because of her kid. Her kid was still young. She just found out she had the wrong person and she moved on from that. Now, the second situation, which is still her previous situation, they've been happy and together forever. That man raised that kid like it was his own, and they got kids together. They got at least 4 kids together, plus that one. So again, he raised all those kids, even the one that wasn't his. He raised all of them the same way that he was supposed to raise them. And he was a general in that house like he was supposed to be. And she allowed him to do what he was supposed to be doing as a parent. It was times that she was trying to implement certain things. The kids was trying to go, they gang up on her, and he would literally stop all of that. Like, now, didn't your mother just say this? Shut it down. Again, you gotta allow the men to be men if you want them to be men in the household. But yet and still make sure you have a man and not a child. Because you might think you got a grown up, but he's still thinking like a child. Or she's still thinking like a child. So don't forget that part right there. You have to be mindful of who you putting in your life. whether you have kids or not. And if you do got kids, you need to make sure that your kids are again going to be respectable to the situation at hand. If they not, you want to find yourself in nothing but heartache, hurt, and failure. And then again, can't blame nobody else but yourself because you have to take that accountability. Hustle, what's going on, my guy? But again, you gotta understand that. The happiness does begin within you. And if you're not happy in any situation or any aspect of life you're not happy in, you have to change that. You have to be willing to, again, take accountability and responsibility. Because essentially that's your responsibility and your accountability. Being happy. If you're not trying to put the best things in your life to be happy, you're not going to be happy. You're going to continuously have that downward spiral. Oh, shoot. Appreciate you just for the membership, baby. Welcome to the Eulogy family. I got to give you a double duo. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me make sure my music ain't acting stupid right now. It's acting stupid. Hold on. I got to give you the double whammy. Give me 1 second. I got to give you the double whammy. Yes. Yes. I think I found it. Definitely appreciate you and welcome to the Eulogy family, baby. But let me give you one more for good old measurement. Let me make sure I give you this for good old measurement. Definitely appreciate you for joining the membership. And for the members, I do got something. We'll be bringing. I'm gonna try to bring some stuff in the morning if it's not pouring down. But if it is, I got y'all. I'm still gonna bring something. I appreciate you, Jess. Oh man, but again, I still feel this way, and I want to continue to feel this way. You know, your potential happiness and unhappiness, it does lie within you. And some of y'all lacking happiness because you feel you lacking pieces of your life that really should be beneficial. So if you feel you lacking that, go get it. But don't let certain things mess it up neither. Again, no kid should be allowing or dictating anything in your relationship. That's your job. You're a grown up. You are supposed to be advising those kids. Oh shoot! Next, what's going on, baby? This is what I'm saying. For those who might be coming into the fold at some point, I do want the people to understand this. At some point, I might use this video today as a pinpoint, or I might just put that up. Don't worry, I'm still learning certain aspects of this thing, but I ain't rushing the process neither. But this might be one of them I pin up as the main thing you see, because some of y'all that come in here, you're gonna think that he sound brash, he sound insensitive, he sound like a bully, he sound like a. I don't sound like nothing but myself. I just speak on what I need to speak on. I bring something to the light that's not really being brought to the life. And the people that are bringing it to life, we not getting the we not getting that all in all respect we should be getting. There are a lot of us that are bringing content one way or another. Whether they showing themselves on the battlefronts every day or just you know, bringing good conversations and building to life. For those who might be coming here at some point, again, I want you to understand that this is not a chat where we bully people, we don't disrespect each other. We just come together under one roof and have a strong conversation and try to come with some possible build. And if you want to be part of that, you're more than welcome to be a part of this family one way or another. But I would also kindly advise those people who think they just want to come in here and try to bum rush or do whatever. This is not the type of person that's going to get bum rushed, and this is the type of person that you really don't want that type of confrontation with. See, because regardless to what, I've only begun to really just spew out what I'm going to spew out. And again, as long as we have general topics that are plaguing us right now, there's nothing for me to bring a conversation, even if I got to break it down 20 times onto multiple parts to where the people can understand where we coming from. There will be changes made at some point, you know, and the right people are going to come along for that. It doesn't matter where the journey ends, as long as the people are a part of that journey and as long as everybody has gotten to that destination, that's the most important part. So if you're going to come here and build, come here and build. If I can't help you with something, or if it's something that you feel I can't help you with, there's somebody here who probably can. And I also want to let the people know I try to give that same advice to the person that came in here trolling all day, every day. I tried to give you some help and advice on something. I did try to help you with something in here. If I couldn't help you, somebody else could have helped you. But you refused to help. So on that note, we can't deal with people that refuse help. That's just what you gotta deal with in life. I have people that don't necessarily want the help. They'll cry that they need it, but they don't want it. Some of you women will cry about you want a man, but you showing signs that you don't need a man. And if you're gonna try to emasculate them or anything in that shape or form, you definitely not gonna have no happiness around. You know. Yeah, Nexie, I hear you. And that's the thing though. It been even though we've been getting rain and everything, it's still been kind of hot today. But I think it might cool down, especially it's supposed to be still raining in the morning, probably by the time I leave. So yeah, look like it's gonna be an indoor day tomorrow to a degree. But I am gonna try to get out and get some content the way I want. It might come with the upload, or it could be the members only live like last time. So I'm going to sit here and take my time tonight and figure out what I'm gonna figure out. But again, no kid should be a part of your decision making as far as making adult decisions. Now you can make decisions if it's going to be beneficial, and they can be a part of that. But everything else, as far as your love life, everything else, that's up to you essentially. So you have to put in what you have to put in. If you are looking for a strong person to be a part of your quote unquote team and your household, then you need to let them do whatever duties it is they need to do. You want a strong man in your life, let that man be strong, let him lead, and let him do what's necessary for you and the flock. Men, if y'all want a strong woman or you want a woman that's gonna be nurturing and everything else, make sure you got that nurturing woman and not the street trash. And I would say the same thing for you ladies. Stop bringing in the wrong type of trash. Bring in something that's gonna bring you class uplifting. Christy, what's going on, baby? You know, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to because again, it does essentially lie up to you. This is a common problem that we have now. Again, we're not seeing that again. We have to make the best possible options for our own well being and our own happiness. I gotta sign this again. Give me 1 second, y'all. Uh, yep, yep. Since I ain't gotta do rounds right now, gotta put in this report every hour. That's it. But yeah, again, your your happiness, it does begin with you. If you want to be happy in life, you got to put the best things in your life that's going to continuously bring happiness. And I appreciate you, Just. This is what I try to keep over here. Everybody in here, we all are different as far as our personalities, our beliefs, and everything. But that shouldn't stop us from coming together and having a straight conversation that's needed, you know, and possible building. And again, I try to keep unnecessary drama for home here. Sometimes we're gonna get that. And some of y'all will see that, and I'm gonna let this be known because this coward wants all the love and attention, so I'm gonna give it to them. We have a coward that comes up under 40 different names every other day to try to disturb or distract from the lesson, but they really don't get nowhere. They do get some of this work, but they don't really get nowhere because again, they ain't getting nowhere in life because they don't have a life. If you had a life, you wouldn't be focusing on me all day, every day. But you're just like, yo, wait and look for me to go live for you to come in here. See, this is the type of people we don't need around these communities. And this is where we going to start weaning them out and start kicking them out. And at some point, it's going to get to a point where you think you're going to come up under one of your corny ass accounts. And you ain't going to be able to come in here at all. I'm about to get that strong with it. So don't worry. A lot of y'all quote unquote distractions will be just that, distractions, but they won't be bothering me or anybody in here. If you feel you really want smoke, you'll get it. And you'll get a eulogy behind that. And trust me, I could get far disrespectful than you think I can. And I'm still addressing that coward right now. I could get far worse than what you think I can. But when you fail to realize that, you ain't gonna get this. My bad. Let me do this the right way. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Nah, Justice been here. I know a couple times. It looked like she changed the name though. I could be wrong though, but if it's the same Just that's been in here, she's been here before. Um, it's been a minute though. But again, you're gonna have people that come across here. They might be in here every day. They might not be. But the ones who are really actually loving and supporting your boy, y'all gonna keep getting what's necessary. You know, I can't do nothing outside of trying to bring a good talk, but you know, I can also try to help one way or another because there are people on here who building not just on here but off here. And again, building does require the right type of people to come along. Yeah, I kind of figured that too. But see, you've been in here, so you already know what it is. And for the times you've been in here, you see I don't really tolerate too much. And I'm not going to tolerate too much. See, I got enough to know when I'm going to give it energy and when I'm not going to give it energy. But see, tonight I'm going to give it a part of energy only because, again, we do have cowards that hide behind troll names. We got cowards that always feel they have something to say, but they won't come out and say it. So again, we can't have people like that roaming in the neighborhoods. This is my whole thing though. Nay, what's going on, baby? My fault, not Nay. Nene. Well, I could call you Nay in French, technically. And this is what I'm saying. We need these type of talks because again, we seeing too much. And again, I would say this: that person that made the comment, you only made part of this content even more better because it does go back to what I was saying. If you're gonna have a general view and opinion on one thing, it should go around all the rate, like not just for one thing. For all you know, right now, your kid could be watching porn and you're not even paying attention. But this is where parental advisory does come into play and viewer discretion. So if you're not going to be watching what your kids are intaking into their brains, you can't get mad about what's going on later on. Again, we see certain dances on here that have made not just YouTube, TikTok, and everywhere else. Dances and stuff like that, and challenges and stuff like that, that's just not for the kids. But yet and still, we see it happening. So again, if you're gonna attack something, attack it on all angles. Marlene, what's going on, baby? Court, what's going on, baby? See all my eulogy babies up in here. What's going on, baby? Oh no, I know that part, realist. But see, I like putting these people part of the content too, because again, we show the world every day that we just gonna have cowards that are never gonna stand up on their 2 feet. They'll try to do every other tactic outside of just being an adult. So I'm good, Marlene. I'm actually happy. It's still lightning out here. I'm not doing nothing right now. I'm keeping myself dry. Wait, let me keep myself dry and high today. Oh, wait, Marlene, you missed some good stuff though. Hold on. See, since you in the building, let me make sure this because I'm having somewhat of a time delay on my end. I noticed that. But look, we got some new stuff today. Look, we got some new stuff. Wait, let me add my extra pettiness to it. Let me add my extra pettiness to it. My bad. Wait, let me add my extra pettiness to it. Yeah, you gonna get a lot of that though. You gonna get a lot of that though. Like I said, I'm gonna always have something to bring to the forefront one way or another. This conversation was one of them because it is about viewer discretion. Hey, somebody else popped up in here and I wasn't aware of this. Who else popped up in here that I wasn't aware of? My fault. I was over here being light skinned, not looking at the chat. Yeah, I'm definitely having a little lag on my end. I see. This is what I'm saying. You know, like this is my thing. You know, again, we take the best possible steps and best possible options. Ryan, what's going on? Damn, I'm really trying to catch up with this damn chat. My bad, y'all. Court, I ain't messing with you. Man, go about your business. Did you win any bets today? 'Cause I know you was yelling at that TV today. It's the only time Court gonna be quiet on the weekends is yelling at that damn TV at these football games. Better be making some money, son. Better get on that fan duel or something like that and stop playing with me. But again, we allow ourselves to be happy. That's what's necessary. Happiness all around the board. If we're not allowing that happy energy to be in place, it's gonna be nothing but misery and heartache and headache again. And some of you are setting yourselves up for that. Again, some of you single women, it's like you single men out there that are parents. If you have somebody that's placed in your life and they could be that beneficial person, let them play their role in their position the way they're supposed to. Oh, all right, yeah. James was just talking about that game. Well, look, don't talk your petty stuff with James because I guarantee you he was going for the Giants today. Oh man, for those who might have caught the fight last night, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It Israel something wrong, baby. Like you didn't look like yourself last night at all. See, that's the one thing that's gonna always keep somebody happy. Um, Again, just having strength and courage within yourself to make the necessary steps. Again, you can't say you want to be happy if you're allowing yourself or you're allowing the people around you to sabotage what you feel is happy. You have to stand up on some Some ain't. I do believe that part. And with a lot of y'all allowing the kids to dictate your emotion and your happiness, that's not a good look. Yeah, he did. And you can tell, like, even with a sense of, some people have a sense of urgency, Court. You know that. Some people have a sense of urgency to do things. You knew you needed a knockout at least, or at least a knockdown to get back in the fight. He wasn't even trying. I don't know. Um, you're gonna have days that you don't feel confident. You're gonna have days that you feel like, it is what it is. I could care less. But that's a form of quitting on yourself. And that's also a form of setting yourself up for future failure. No matter what aspect in life, you got to make sure you have that strong confidence all around the board. Even on them days you don't feel confident, you still got to be confident enough to know that you was able to wake up today, you was able to make strides in your life. So that's what should be done, you know? Exactly, Marlene. Before you came in here, I was just speaking about two different stories. Like I said, one lady I knew, she let the right man in her life. And to this day, they still happily married. They got what, 4 kids together? Well, no, 6 kids involved, but the 2 kids that wasn't his, he been raising them since they was babies. And he stood on everything what he was supposed to stand on. And she let him lead the way he was supposed to be leading. And, that's one thing that we have to really start realizing. As adults, you make your decisions in life. You create your happiness and your balance, whether you have kids involved or not. But if you're not going to be a part of your own happiness, you're going to be a part of your own destruction. And again, you can't get mad when there are certain things that are going to take you out of a happy element. No doubt, Jess, appreciate you, baby. And again, welcome to the Eulogy family, baby. Wait, I can't let you leave out like that, son. I love you, but I can't leave. I can't let you leave out like that, son. I gotta give you one out of these, son. Again, welcome to the Eulogy family, baby. And I definitely appreciate you for tuning in. Yeah, yeah, don't get it twisted. You want to get a whole bunch of these video clips. Oh man, you want to get a whole bunch of them. See, again, like in most instances, nobody is supposed to dictate anything that you do in a move in a building in life. I keep stressing that and keep repeating it because it's the truth. You got some people that, prime example, will come on here and try to dictate what you should be and shouldn't be talking about. But should you allow it to happen? Hell no. If you're gonna allow it to happen, then you ain't built for this. See, again, can't nobody run me off of nothing. Can't nobody distract me from anything. If you think you really distracted me, you're not. You're actually making yourself part of the lesson that's being brought today. No person can run me off no streets. What makes you think they're gonna run me off the internet? Not doing those. And that's what a lot of y'all got to start doing too. Again, start taking the power back. There's only so much a troll has power on. And even if they think that they got something, they would have just presented it. You know, we got to start being in control of our happiness, even on here as content creators. Stop allowing the energy and stop giving the energy, but also just start calling these fools out. Again, you can't sit here and tell me no real adult is moving the way they move. And if they moving like kids on here, then guess what? I would hate and hope to God they don't got kids because they kids are picking up the same examples and the same things that they picking up from you. You can't expect your kid not to go out and start no fights if you out here starting fights with people on the daily. Something that should be said, you know, and this is why these conversations are needed. Until we start waking up the numbers the way we need to wake them up, and we just gonna keep building and we gonna keep bringing what's necessary. You don't have to like it, but you don't have to watch it either. But again, this is what we need: strong talks, builds, and conversations. Oh, and to the coward again, before I leave up out of here, to that coward again, you've had multiple opportunities to present yourself as a grown up, and you haven't. So I could care less about you. And don't think I was all wrapped up in a bunch because of a comment. No. But that comment did kind of bring into what I was going to talk about today anyway. So you really didn't do nothing and say nothing for me to feel uptight. But I hope you get that toe jam out your mouth. I hope you get the raggedy pimples off your face. I hope you actually go find somebody that's going to make you happy. You look like you're trying to be happy with me, but you're not going to be happy with me. I'm poison. I just want you to know that. I'm poison. Too much of me could be a bad thing. You know, it could be a bad thing. At least for you. Exactly, Molly. Like I said, I don't have to come up under a million names, troll, or try to be a distraction to you. If I don't like you, I just don't be around you, period. I'm quite sure it's somebody that I know for a fact. It's somebody that's been here. Because when you're not trying to fake address me, you're addressing the people that's in here. So obviously you've been a part of this collective one way or another. And you put yourself in the trick bag. So don't try to come over here being stupid. Live your life and love your life. And I would tell that to everybody. Live your life and love your life. Even to the adults, live your life, love your life. Got people who wasn't able or wasn't fortunate to wake up. They wasn't able to wake up to their families, hug, kiss them, and do everything. You have an opportunity to do so, and you refuse to do anything outside of just sitting on the internet all day. It's sad, but it goes to show you again, we do have cowards that move around on these sites. This would be a part of one of them because I don't gotta come in under the same names I done seen you troll under. So what's the point? When you want to upgrade and elevate something in your life besides being a pain in the neck? Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to answer that one. But when you feel you can, just like how the link is pinned right here, it's gonna be pinned almost every day. Until you come up and say something, I'm gonna need you to sit back in a little baby stroller, drink your little Cambodian breast milk, and just enjoy what you've been seeing. If you can't understand that, you should understand this. um, but again, the one thing I can say to again, you single parents, men and women, don't allow your kids to dictate all your happiness in life. They can be a part of the happiness, but don't allow them to dictate it. Your relationships and your possible building with somebody does rely on you because you are the one that's essentially making that decision to let this person be a part of your life. But I feel this was a good conversation. Again, the link is pinned in case anybody want to chime in. But there are a lot of things again that the parents are going to have to start being observant on and making sure that their kids are viewing the right things. But also make sure that they understand the difference between reality and fantasy. It is time for some of y'all to start taking control of your situations. Don't allow any type of outside interference, even when it comes to your kids, to mess up something that you got good going. And if that person really does love and care for you and wants to be the best person for you, allow them to do so. Again, your kids don't make up the decisions. Is it up for your kids to decide if you want to get married or not to somebody else? No, that's your decision. There's a lot of things that again, you know, you can't always allow your kids to have a vocal opinion on because that will potentially mess up your bright future. You know? But I feel I said what I needed to say for the night, and I'm gonna try to Let me try to get my fatness on real quick while I still got food here. And again, this was a conversation that was needed, and it was brought tonight. And we gonna be back tomorrow definitely with the safe. For the members, I'm still gonna try to get certain things out of the way, but if I can't because of this weather, I'm gonna have to do it during the week like I've been doing. So, you know. And again, shout out to all the members of the UG family that just came in. Definitely, we still got work to do, and we still got more content on the way. So I think it's something I'm gonna delve into, but that'll be part of the morning conversation. And like I said, this is always what's needed. Again, it's time for some of y'all to start taking control of your lives the way you're supposed to, on all angles in life. Y'all supposed to take. It is your responsibility. It is your accountability for your happiness. If you're unhappy, you're gonna have a problem. And if you don't fix that problem, it will be a continuous problem until you close your eyes for good. Why go through all of that when you can stop, assess, and fix a situation right there? If you got people that are going to be fixtures in your life and want to be continuously in your life, allow them to play their positions the way they play them. And that's it. But I'll definitely be back in the morning. For those who might have just been tuning in, y'all can catch the replay. And if you missed some of it, or you might be confused, go back to the earlier afternoon live. This is where part of the topic came from about parental advisory and viewer discretion. You know, you have to be in control of that. If you're not in control of what your kids are watching or being a part of, then you're really not being a parent at all. But yet I digress. We get up off of here. Definitely always a blessing to talk with the people, and this is what's going to keep happening, whether this naysayers like it or not. But before y'all leave up out of here, though, I do want to leave you with this, though, baby. But I think I'm gonna leave y'all with this, though. I think I'm gonna definitely leave y'all with this. But like I said, definitely see y'all in the morning. Um, hopefully everybody that's come across this gotten something out of the main lesson today. Don't let my madness fool you. I was still a genuine person all the way around. Just don't really have time for specific pettiness and stupidness. And again, let me say this for the last time. For the coward at hand, if you ever in your life have something to say that you feel you got to say, come say it. Panel will be pent up for you. If you can't, you know, actual validation in here don't mean shit. And I'm just gonna allow everybody else to slap you like we've been slapping. But hopefully you wake up in the morning with a clearer sense of your life and figure out your life. Stop focusing on mine. Before I be a vocal fixture in your life one way or another. You ain't gonna like that part. So definitely appreciate y'all. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. Oh wait, don't get it twisted. We gonna get a part two to this topic tonight too. So we gonna get a part two to that. It'll be this week. But it's always good, you know, being amongst the flock, and this is what's needed. Blueprint of building. It does start with the right people. Y'all already know that love is love and then be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. Now, hopefully, I'll enjoy your evening. I might catch some of y'all running around these streets, you know. But y'all stay safe, keep that third eye open, and to the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.